So let's say you've been talking to this guy who seems to be perfect on paper. He's charming, he is flirty, he's sexy, and he says all the right things. And suddenly you find yourself thinking, so is he actually into me, or am I just his Thursday night ego boost? I have asked myself that question more times than I care to admit. And if you are part of the LGBTQ plus community, if you are gay or a bisexual man, and you've spent more than 5 minutes on Grindr or Sniffies or Scruff, you name it, the chances are you have met him too. And let's be real, you've probably met him on Hinge and Tinder as well. And let me say up front, this isn't about judging casual sex. This isn't about judging hookups. This isn't about any of that. If that is your thing, you go for it. No shame here. But if you're watching this because you're tired of feeling emotionally bruised by guys who say one thing and do another, this video is for you, because your time and your heart matter. Your level of investment that you are willing to give to a person to build a relationship matters, right? So I think the first thing that we have to define here or figure out is what exactly a boy is. So let's define it. A isn't just someone who wants sex, right? It's the guy who performs connection. He mirrors your values, makes big statements, seems like he's super into you, but underneath it all, he is not actually available for the kind of connection you are looking for. He knows how to act interested. He just doesn't know how to be interested in a consistent, emotionally present, and honest way. Typical behavior from somebody like that: love bombing right early on, disappearing right after, ghosting after getting what they want, the 2 a.m. hey, you up texts, right? I think we've all been there before at some point. Acting like connection is a game and not a commitment. These are just some of the signs. And here's the truth. They're not villains. They're not like bad people. They're not evil. They're just emotionally unavailable. They're conflict avoidant. They're driven by validation over vulnerability. And if you don't know how to spot that, you will waste weeks or months and sometimes even years trying to earn the attention of someone who was never planning to offer it in the first place. So I wanted to give you some of the 3 red flags. He is a certified Grindr hookup, right? He's a wordsmith. That's number 1. He's not a truth teller. You know those lines. You have heard them many, many times before. They will say things like, you're not like other guys, or I can see something serious with you. This feels different. And words are easy. They really are. Intentional behavior takes effort. And if you notice, he's quick to say the right things, but never shows up in the real ways. He's canceling plans. He's dodging follow-up conversations. He's not asking anything meaningful about you. That's not emotional depth. That is a performance. And I want to clarify something. Somebody who says those really nice things and are complimentary in that way, that is not a red flag right off the bat. What I am saying here is that there should be a level of congruency. There should be a consistency from word to action and from action to words. If it's all words and no action, that's really what we're looking for. The second thing is he's flirting with you, and he's flirting with a bartender, and he's flirting with the guy that walks by, and he's flirting with the waiter. Here's the thing. Flirting isn't bad. It's not. But if you're on a date and he's got wandering eyes, or he's scanning the room while you are talking, that's not confidence. That is detachment. Someone who's genuinely into you is going to focus on the moment. They're going to make eye contact. And if you feel like you're auditioning for his attention, you're not on a date. You are in the ego pit, specifically for this guy. The third thing is he guilt trips you for having boundaries. You know, if he says like, hey, I want to take things, if you say to this person, I want to take things slow, and he gets annoyed with you, or if you say, I'm not ready for a hookup, and he makes you feel bad about it, that's not chemistry. That's coercion. That is manipulation. That is somebody who is trying to get their needs fulfilled and met and have no interest in yours. A real man, somebody who is really interested, is going to respect your pace. A fuckboy will try to manipulate it so that they benefit in the end. So what do you do if you're tired of dating guys who leave you feeling confused, who leave you feeling anxious, or who make you feel like you are not enough? I wanted to give you a little bit of a strategy here that you can try to implement and see if it makes any changes in the experiences that you are having, if this resonates with you. The first thing is you got to lead with clarity. Before you even go on a date, ask yourself, what do I want? Am I looking for connection, partnership, or am I just looking for fun? There's no wrong answer here. But when you're unclear, you're vulnerable to people who are equally unclear, or worse, people who will happily use your uncertainty to their own advantage. The second thing here is ask better questions. Move beyond the small talk. Try instead some harder hitting questions, right? Like, what does your emotional safety look like to you? How do you handle stress or conflict in a relationship? What role does dating play in your life right now? And I know that those seem like very serious, like coachy psychological questions to be asking. And I'm not telling you like the moment you connect with somebody, you just go like hard in on those questions. What I mean is, if you've established enough of a connection with this person and you both agree that there's a chemistry there, if you are wanting to move towards a commitment or a serious relationship, ask some deeper questions to see how introspective and reflective this person is. Ask some deeper questions to see how well they know themselves and how they respond in those kinds of situations. Believe me when I tell you, you will learn a lot about a person just on their answers alone or the reaction alone. You will learn in 5 minutes whether you're dealing with a grown man or an emotionally stunted man child. I said what I said. Number 3, watch how they handle boundaries. If it gets weird, if that person gets weird, if they get distant, if they get defensive when you express your needs, it's a red flag. Full stop. If he leans in, if he listens, if he honors it, that is green light energy all the way, right? But we also need to talk about you a little bit. This isn't just about spotting the wrong guys. It's about choosing yourself first. You deserve someone who doesn't make you question your worth, second guess your intuition, or chase after crumbs of affection. You deserve connection that feels safe and that feels expansive, not confusing, not transactional. So if you're watching this and thinking, damn, this is my pattern, take a breath, right? Take a breath. You're not broken. You're just learning, and that is okay. We are not given all the tools that we need to date in a healthy way as gay or bisexual men because we grow up in a heteronormative society. So a lot of the times, what we grow up seeing in our role models are heterosexual individuals. So navigating relationships as an adult can be difficult, but break the cycle. Get clear and choose partners who are emotionally available and aligned with your values. That is one of the most important things that you can do if you're going to change the outcome or the trajectory of your dating experience. So let's keep it real. Have you ever dated a boy? Have you ever connected with one? Maybe you are one and you're sitting here being like, oh, shoot, maybe that is me. You know, what were the signs that you missed early? Drop them in the comments. Let me know. I would love to have a conversation with you about it to discuss this because I think it's really important for us to have these kinds of conversations. I want this to be a space where we learn from each other. And if you are ready to break the cycle for good, if you are done with Grindr and guys who ghost and breadcrumbs and BS their way through connection, I work one-on-one with gay and bisexual men and help them date from a place of clarity, from a place of confidence, and a place of self-worth to change the dating outcome. So click the link that I am going to provide for you in the description of this video. It is a link to a free 20-minute discovery call. Let's jump on a call. Let's have a conversation. Let's figure out where you're at and how I can best support you moving forward. And as always, please make sure you are subscribing, liking, and sharing this with a friend who you feel definitely needs to hear this today. Also, if you just found the information to be informative or helpful, make sure you're subscribing so you can get notified, and turn the notifications on so you get notified every time a new video gets uploaded. I hope you have an incredible day, and I'll see you in the next video.